BBC News at 3 minutes past 2, our next at 3.
Thank you, Captain. Cheers, Adam. Cheers, Jer. Hey, you there. Today, Thursday, 1st of February, 2018. Now live till 5. It's the big show. It's Steve Wright in the afternoon. You can hear your own body parts. My Jeremy can't top that.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
She's so very nice. You should break the ice. Let her know that she's on your mind. What you trying to hide when you know inside she's the best thing you'll ever find. Oh, can't you see it? Don't you think she's feeling the same? Oh, I guarantee it. She's the one who's calling your name. You should hear how she talks about you. You should hear what she said. She said she would be lost without you. She's half out of her head. You should hear how she talks about you. She just can't get enough. She said she would be lost without you. She's really in love. She's in love with you, boy. I ain't telling tales. Anybody else could repeat the things that I've heard. She's been talking sweet, and it's on the street. How the girl's been spreading the word. Oh, you should hurry. You should let her know how you feel. Oh, now don't you worry. If you're scared, her love is for real. You should hear how she talks about you. You should hear what she said. She said she was lost without you. She's half out of her head. You should hear how she talks about you. She is really in love. She is really in love. You should hurry. You should let her know how you feel. Now don't you worry. If you're scared, her love is for real.
You should hear how she talks about you.
You should hear what she said. She said she was lost without you. She's half out of her head. You should hear how she talks about you. She just
Are you ready to make contact? Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291. Tweet us at BBC Radio 222.
Can't you see? Can't you see? It's me.
This is the big show. It lifts your spirits, stimulates the mind, teases your imagination, plays plenty good tunes. Hands up if you saw the big moon. Just a little bit bigger, that's all. Quite nice, really. What else? Hands up if you're completely addicted to ordering goods online. You really don't need any more toenail clippers or any more chargers or any more torches. And hands up if your flu is almost gone. I hope so. Shape of You.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends sat at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. When we came, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up your plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour, and how your family's doing okay. And leaving, getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby, come on. 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 I'm in love with
February 1st today, end of February, there's your spring.
my heart is falling too.
There'll be Spring Watch, there'll be Daffs, time changes.
In my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you.
How'd you feel now? A bit better?
Something
Good.
brand new. I'm in love with your body.
2:12, the weather is windy and cold with some sunshine today. Showers for Northern Ireland and the west of Scotland. A high of 7 in Southampton. Tonight, a cold and mostly clear night. Some snow in northern Scotland. Tomorrow, that'll be Friday after a frosty start. Tomorrow will be milder than today, mostly dry and sunny. Sunset tonight, Edinburgh 4:46, in Cardiff 5:02, in Belfast 5:02, and London 4:50.
Hi, this is Macca.
Paulie.
Email the big show at steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. He reads it, and then I'll come up with a song based on your email.
Let BBC Music kickstart your summer with a weekend like no other.
For the first time ever, we're bringing the sound of summer to England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland.
With Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift in Swansea.
Manic Street Preachers in Belfast.
And we're taking Billy Ocean and Snow Patrol to Coventry and Noel Gallagher to Perth.
Make sure you're listening to Chris Evans on Wednesday morning, as he's got more of this ginormous lineup to reveal. 4 nations, 4 locations, one amazing weekend of music.
BBC Music presents
The biggest weekend, beginning Friday the 25th of May.
For the Love of Music.
Thank you.
Steve?
Yes.
I've been driving in my car. It's not quite a Jaguar. In fact, it's a very, very large car. It's about 84 tons and it's got bulletproof tires.
Thank you, Mr. President. Don't interrupt. That's Eruption. One-way ticket to the blues. Things happening in this month of February, new month. Tomorrow, Winchester, starring Helen Mirren. It's a movie in cinemas. And the Six Nations 2018 begins with Wales Women versus Scotland Women. Saturday, third Men's Six Nations begins with Wales v Scotland. Sunday, 4th, Super Bowl 52, Minnesota. Tuesday, 6th, the 100th anniversary of the Representation of the People Act, which gave some women the right to vote. Wednesday, 7th, the UK's Eurovision song is chosen at Eurovision You Decide at the Brighton Dome. Friday 9th, the opening ceremony of the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea. Monday, 12th, BBC Music's biggest weekend tickets go on sale. Tuesday, 13th is Pancake Day. Wednesday, 14th, Valentine's Day. Friday, 16th, London Fashion Week begins. Sunday, 18th, BAFTA Movie Awards. 2018 Brit Awards. And Man City play Arsenal at the Carabao Cup in the Carabao Cup final. That's Sunday, 25th. Look at that.
Johnny Walker.
It is the long players looking at soundtracks.
It's one of the few times when people completely surrender themselves to music in the darkness of a cinema. And so we find music moving in cinemas that will completely go over our heads in other circumstances.
The first thing was the 16 notes on the hi-hat cymbal. And that thing gets everybody's attention. Even little baby crawling on the floor, you look around, what was that?
Johnny Walker's Long Players.
What I love is when you're in the middle of the film and a song comes in that has nothing to do with anything and it's just a sort of joyous interlude.
Monday night from 10 on BBC Radio 2.
Email us steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. Maybe for a shout out for you.
BBC Radio 2 in the United Kingdom.
Sorry to bother you guys. Just a quick thing, Steve. Terry Walton needs to do his allotment feature from Wogan House this month. He says that we won't need more than a ton of topsoil in your studio to make it work, and he'll be in and out with a week. So really minimal disruption, Steve. Thank you for being so cool with us. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy. And don't worry, Tim Smith's going to do the watering.
Are you?
If you can do it, call me. I've got a bottle of Nitromors and a Flymo.
You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? But one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about this squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way that you feel. I know things are gonna be
Taylor, a man who radiates calm. He's a beautiful person. Shower the people. This is Radio 2. It's a BBC station. It's 1st of February. Today, oh yeah, what's up? Let's find out. Well, we've got Tim Smith, Janie Lee Grace, Bobby Pryor, Adam the Captain Porter with the news, Matt the sports guy, the oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot in Berkshire. Emails, texts and tweets, social media, news from the net, the latest showbiz, lifestyle, ends news. Then there's Ruby Wex, Ashish Rampura and Gaylong Top 10. They've written the book called How to Be Human, the Manual. Then we got Reverend Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed, and Tom Walker, actor and comedian, better known as the fictional news reporter, Jonathan Pye. And the oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot.
It's gonna be a heavy night. Way too many drinks ain't even started. Never need to apologize. We already know we're far from perfect. I fall to the curb. You laugh till it hurts. Who cares? We've been here so many times. We're all stumbling through the night. It doesn't matter. We're all together, and it's paradise in our minds. Falling together, arms around each other. I know you know me too. We're all stumbling through the night, but it's paradise in our minds. I know you. I know you. I can barely see in front of me. Strangers start to look like friendly faces. I'm a little unsteady on my feet, and carrying the world is overrated. I fall to the cup. You laugh till it hurts. Who cares? We've been here so many times. We're all stumbling through the night. It doesn't matter. We're all together, and it's paradise in our minds. Falling together, arms around each other. I know you. Doesn't matter, we're all together, and it's paradise in our minds. Falling together, arms around each other. I know you.
Craig David, Bastille, I know you. Stephen Gang, loving the tunes, great show. Can you say hi to Dan and Nigel working on a house build in Brighton? Thank you, Steve. Oh, it's my pleasure. Stephen Gang, you've got to say and play a tune and hello for my friend Keith Danes, I think it is. It's his birthday, and me and a few others are off to Prague to celebrate with him tomorrow. Can you tell him I'm younger than him by 2 months? You probably have to shout as he'll be outside fixing fences. Cheers, Steve, from Kathy.
Dream.
Charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night, and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do glass of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream.
Simon's on the air at 5. Simon Mayer. Resident cook Nigel Barden cooks hake with chorizo and potatoes for Foodie Thursday.
The most moist, flaky fish bought at the fishmongers. That's hake news. Always know your place. That's a fish, too.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and I changed the game. It's my big bronze boogie, got all them girls shook. My big fat got all them boys cooked. We're from dollar bills, now we popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance like, hey. Flexing on the gram like, hey. Hit the Lil Jon, okay, okay. Oh yeah, we dripping and finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. Hey, I hit dripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping with finesse. You know it, you know it. I hit dripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping with finesse. You know it, you know it. Now slow it down for me, baby. 'Cause I love the way it feels when we grind. Yeah, our connection's so magnetic on the floor. Nothing can stop us tonight. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. Hey, I hit dripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping with finesse. You know it, you know it. I hit dripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping with finesse. You know it, you know it. Fellas, grab your ladies if your lady fine. Tell her she don't want for life. Ladies, grab your fellas and let's do this right. Do this right. If you like me and mine.
Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Yeah,
Girl, we got it going on.
yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on.
I hit dripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping with finesse. You know it, you know.
Finesse.
Dripping with finesse.
Bruno Mars, Cardi B. We'll be playing that tomorrow on the Jockin'. In fact, we'll have a Bobby Brown Bruno mix. That's a treat, isn't it?
Serious Jockin'.
Now, here's Tim Smith and Janie Lee Grace, and let's start off with Janie and do some factoids. Janie, what you got?
The quagga, or it might be quagga, was a type of zebra which was hunted to extinction in the 19th century. It's spelled Quagga.
Quagga?
A zebra. Yeah.
A zebra. Oh, bless
That's
it.
interesting. Yeah. In 1928, the male writer Evelyn Waugh, name me 2 Evelyn Waugh books. Yep, Brideshead Revisited and A Handful of Dust. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Got that.
Evelyn Waugh, the man, married a woman named Evelyn Gardner. So Evelyn married Evelyn.
Evelyn.
To avoid confusion, their friends called them Hevelyn and Sheevelin.
Oh, that's great. February, this month, February 1st today, is named after the purification ritual Februa, which was a sort of early Roman spring cleaning festival. In Old English, February was called Solmonath, mud month, or Kalemanath, kale or cabbage month. February frequently occurs in lists of most commonly misspelt words in the English language. So, here we go. How do you spell February?
February.
Yeah, easy. February.
Who can't spell that?
Who can't spell
That's
that?
not difficult,
Some
is
can't. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to. Yes, I would have. I think I would have, yeah.
Oh, I hope you would have. Come on.
Yeah.
Can you spell April?
A-P-R-I... Is it L?
L. Well done, yeah. The world's largest bowling alley is in Japan. It's called the Inazawa Bowling Centre. It opened in 1972. It's got 116 bowling lanes.
About 10 years ago, no, maybe 5 years ago, we said that we would go bowling with the Chris Evans team. We were going to go out there in West London to a big bowling alley there and see how we do against them. I'm still up for it.
So am I, yeah. We took the 8-year-old out bowling last night with some friends for her birthday.
Oh,
which
did
was
you?
yesterday, yeah.
If we go, can I have the bumpers up?
Yeah, they had all the bumpers up. That's what I was going to
It's
say.
great when you got the bumpers up.
yeah,
It's really
you can-
easy.
Yeah, they bounce off and invariably you score pretty well.
I don't really want to wear them shoes.
Factoids.
Lost in the fight that's no longer mine. Story repeated again. Will we come through? Who's telling the truth? When did we lose our way?
I know you feel like you're the last one standing. You can't see, but if you put your hand in mine, it'll be alright. Oh, my love, we're here again, burning bridges. So bittersweet, life set you free. Lost my bearings.
The turning of tides wash time aside. The fear subsides in my head. Must I pretend that we can depend on a singular heartbeat of one?
I know you feel like you're the last one standing. You can't see, but if you put your hand in mine, it'll be alright. Oh, my love, we're here again, burning bridges. So bittersweet, life set you free. Lost my bearings.
I've tried it all, but nothing's worked yet. I've given all that I can give, and after all that I've been searching, can we put this thing to rest?
Oh, my love, we're here again, burning bridges. So bittersweet, life set you free. Lost my bearings. Oh,
It's a lovely, cheery tune. Could ride a donkey to this. Jump happily through a field of bluebells. You know, I have absolutely no idea what I'm saying. Wandering hearts, burning bridges.
bridges.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. BBC Radio 2.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The Big Show.
All right, Openreach, the BT-owned firm that manages the UK's broadband infrastructure, has vowed to introduce ultra-fast internet connections to 3 million premises by 2020. The company said it was accelerating its plan to run fibre connections directly to homes and businesses. Facebook has said users are spending less time on the site following changes to the way it prioritises content. Today is Thursday, 1st of February. It's World Read Aloud Day and the start of LGBT History Month. It's National Freedom Day in America, marking the anniversary of Abraham Lincoln signing the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in 1865. The Creative Craft Show is on in Manchester. Global Conference on Education starts in Riverside, that's California. Also in Los Angeles, it's the North American Farmers Direct Marketing Association annual convention. The Made in Manchester Award, celebrating the best young talent in the financial sectors. They're in Manchester, obviously. And it's the 5,000th episode of Blue Peter today. And to celebrate, they've launched a new diamond badge. It's now the highest accolade they can give. It's at 5:30 tonight over on CBBC. You may have heard Chris Evans speaking to Lila Williams, one of the original presenters, Lindsay Russell, one of the current presenters, and badge designer Henry Holland on his show this morning. OK, these are some of the themes. I mean, it's the same theme through the years. Who was your Blue Peter, by the way? Mine was Valerie Singleton and John Oates.
Yeah, of course, and Peter Purvis and Leslie Judd as well.
Yeah, that's right. But she joined later.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
And your Blue Peter was?
Yeah, I suppose Valerie Singleton, I suppose. I seem to remember so many of them, though. And you know when Diane Louise Jordan was on?
Yeah.
That was quite a lot later.
She's brilliant.
But she was great.
Yeah.
I love Janet Ellis as well.
Oh, yeah, we love them all. I'm guessing this was probably 90s, this one. One of the originals, and I think this is a kind of slightly jacked up version. Are you ready for this? I could play that on the Jockin.
So who's let the dog out?
NHS winter crisis. What's the truth? Tonight, Fiona Foster reports on problems in the NHS on ITV. What else going on today? What you got over there, Janie?
To lose weight fast, diet with a partner. Being in a relationship with someone who is going to a slimming class or dieting can help you lose weight. A study shows when one member of a couple starts eating healthily and watching their weight, the other appears to benefit from the change in lifestyle. I suppose that's fine as long as both of you are at the same stage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's difficult. They did this study and basically they got people to encourage one another. It says when one person changes their behaviour, everyone around them changes, or certainly the one closest to you. So I guess if one person needs to lose weight and the other one doesn't, then the least they can do is just encourage them and eat less with them.
Yeah. Well, support is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's a total waste of time.
And having a buddy, I suppose.
I've given you as much support as I possibly can. You know that.
And I've given you as much support, and look at you.
Listen to this.
A skelly.
Thank you. Have you got a pet name for your car, by the way?
Broken at the moment. Suspension gone, I think.
Have you seen this story today? According to a survey, 1 in 8 male motorists has a pet name for his car. I don't believe this for a minute. The vehicle's colour often plays a part in this, with banana, Scarlet O'Cara and the purple people eater among names drivers owned up to. Researchers said a man's car is often considered a reflection of his own personality. Yes, that may be true, but I don't think 1 in 8 do not give their car a name.
Well, it all depends how you classify a name, because me and my family would call my car the Range, because it's a Range Rover.
Yeah, but that's okay, because that's referring to the make of car, isn't it?
Yeah. What about your car?
Yeah, we don't give it names, but I do think that people can get upset with cars, and then I think it's yes,
and other people's.
And I think if you talk really badly to your car, it might not perform well.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that. Seriously, you have to offer us some love and attention, otherwise it will break down on you.
Yeah, well, mine did. I got a little leak in, the little bowl or whatever it is in the front there that works the heating and all the rest of it. That might be leaking, so I'm going to have to get some chewing gum and put that
I
on
thought
there.
you were stuck in four-wheel drive and it was going, it was bouncing
Yeah,
forward
that's
all
part
the
of
time.
the problem, mate.
Well, that is a big problem. You need to get that seen to, because
Well,
that's not safe to drive.
No,
like that.
I'm getting it done now at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not doing it yourself, though, are
No,
you?
he's doing it. He's doing it.
What, the mechanic?
Yeah, the mechanic, my mate Gary.
Oh, well, get a move on, Gary. Will you please sort it out?
Oh, it's almost done.
Yeah, that'll be costly, you know.
I know. Ruby Wax later, Reverend Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed, the new presenters of Good Morning Sunday. Tom Walker, actor and comedian, all coming up.
You say you got a girl. How you want me? How you want me when you got a girl? The feeling is reckless of knowing it's selfish. Knowing I'm desperate, getting on in and left, falling all over love. I do it till last. Hanging out the back, all of me go last. Like, is you coming home? Is you out with her? I don't care long as you here by 10:30, no later than drop them drugs, give me what I want. My man is your man, hurt is her man too. My man is your man, hurt that's her man. Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I just keep him satisfied through the weekend. You like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend. Make her lose his mind every weekend. You take Wednesday, Thursday, then just send him my way. Think I got it covered for the weekend. I gotta say I'm in the mood for a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm saying what kind of days, just 2 days. I need me at least about 4 of them, more of them, more you, more me, more us. Just tell me you want me one day, and I'll be at your door, ready to take a place, ready to give you what you've been missing on weekdays, what you've been waiting for. 10:30, no later than drop them drawers. I know what you want. My man is your man, hurt is her man too. My man is your man, hurt that's her man. Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I just keep him satisfied through the weekend. You like 9 to 5, I'm the weekend. Make her lose his mind every weekend. You take Wednesday, Thursday, and just send him my way. Think I got it covered for the weekend.
Scissor, Calvin Harris.
Hi, it's me, Jeremy Vine. Don't forget to email Steve at steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. You must text 88291 and you could tweet at BBC Radio 2.
Thank you, Jeremy. It's 13 to 3. Here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. A980 at Kintocker. We've got it blocked completely. A tree came down and telegraph pole and bought some power cables at the old Military Road junction, so it's blocked completely at the moment. M1 on the northbound side of 42 for Loft House on the exit Slit Road. Still got a broken down vehicle there, so one lane is shut, so it's slowing traffic towards the roundabout. M1 southbound, first of all, South Yorkshire. We've got a broken down vehicle between 35 and 34 for Meadowhall. And then there was a broken down vehicle earlier just south of that at 33. That's now gone. Greater Manchester, M60 clockwise, accident at 11 for Barton, so towards the bridge. We've got 2 lanes shut there, causing queues. M6 on the northbound side at 18 for Holmes Chapel, 17 to 18. Broken down lorry has now gone up towards junction 18, but you got very heavy traffic, but all lanes are open. M6 northbound, 12 to 13 at Stafford South. Debris on the carriageway, got 1 lane shut there, so that's slowing things a little bit. A47 between Swaffham and Norwich is still closed both ways at Wendling. Accident still being investigated between Love Lane at Wendling and East Dereham. The M3 on the southbound side, the breakdown's gone 2 to 3 down towards Bagshot. And then we had another problem on the M3 with an accident northbound. That's now clear 3 to 2 up towards the M25. Still a little bit slow though. And the good news about the M2, eastbound, it has reopened between 1 and 3. It was closed for investigation work between Strood and Chatham. It is still very closed on the A2, running running on to the M2, but all lanes definitely open ahead of you if that's your route. Thanks for your updates. Another one in 40 minutes.
Thank you to Bobster. Here's a guy now who greatly influenced David Bowie. Movie star and singer Anthony Newley, and why?
I'll never let you go. Why? Because I love you. I'll always love you so. Why? Because you love me. No broken hearts for us, 'cause we love each other. And with our faith and trust, there could be no other. Why? 'Cause I love you. Why? 'Cause you love me. I think you're awfully sweet. Why? Because I love you. You say I'm your special treat. Why? Because you love me. We found a perfect love. Yes, a love that's yours and mine. I love you and you love me all the time.
I'll never let you go. Why? Because I love you.
Because I love you.
I'll always love you so. Why? Because you love me.
Because you love me. We found a perfect love. Yes, a love that's yours and mine. I love you and you love me. I love you and you love me. We'll love each other, dear, forever.
Something me and the team have been saying for years. Celebrities are now calling for a ban on crabs and lobsters being boiled alive. I mean, who hasn't said that that's cruel for years and years and years? I mean, it really is. But, you know, that's the way it's always been, isn't it? Really?
Well, it's changing attitudes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Changing styles of food and cooking and stuff.
Do you look forward to spending time by yourself, Janie?
Yeah, I do more and more. I mean, there used to be a time when I was such a kind of extrovert, you know, in that sense of the word, that I really didn't like my own company at all. Even if I had a bath, I'd like someone to have a chat to me from the door. But now I do. On the very few occasions I get to go to the sea, I really love to be on my own and just walk by the sea.
Oh,
So,
do
yeah,
you?
more and more I like time on my own.
How about you, Tim?
Yeah, no, I quite value some time on my own. Not an awful lot, but when I was single, I used to spend a lot of time on my own. Even now, yeah, I think everybody needs some time on their own.
Well, it says here in The Great Divide by Daniel Evan Weiss, if you answered yes, the chances are you're a woman. 41% of women enjoy or look forward to being by themselves. Only 30% of the men surveyed look forward to spending time home alone. You know, it's quite interesting because various people I know what they're like. And I know that they get lonely, or they don't get lonely, or they occasionally get lonely, or they just want to be on their own all the time. And you can feel people's moods anyway,
Yeah,
can't
sure.
you? That's quite interesting, that.
Very interesting, yeah. But if you spoke to my wife, she'd say, I love being at home on my own. Maybe for an hour or two. You can sit and watch what you like on the television.
Yeah.
You can flick around. You can watch 42 channels at once. It's heaven for a bit.
You can wear a onesie.
You can wander around in your underpants and drink tea from your favourite mug.
Please, now I've got a terrible, terrible image in my head. Here's Janie.
The headline is bucketing, local slang to lighten up the weather forecast. Have you seen this?
Oh, I did see this, yeah.
They reckon there's different phrases depending on where you're from. So if you're in the Black Country, it's bucketing. In Birmingham, it's tipping it down. And if you're up north, it's more likely to be chucking it.
And in London, it begins with a P.
Yeah, I don't think they've incorporated that one.
No.
It says, in a country obsessed with the rain, it's no surprise that the UK's regions have their own slang to describe the weather. And now each area's identity is going to be reflected by the National Forecaster. The Met Office is going to consider using the regional slang in its broadcasts. This is interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it? You'd have thought they'd have just stuck to the Queen's English and be done with it. But no, they're going to use the slang of each area.
Well, I think it's a good idea, and I'll tell you why it's a good idea, because it sticks in the mind. Can you remember the weather forecast that you heard me say earlier on? Probably not, because actually of the way it was worded. And, you know, you have this scattered showers for many.
Yeah.
And you think, well, for who?
By the way, you got London wrong. It's caning it.
Oh, caning it?
Caning it in
Okay.
London. And Northumberland teaming it down. Leeds and Newcastle chucking it down. And Glasgow pelting it.
I love it. Ruby Wax, Ashish Rampura and Gaylong Tupten. Now, they've written a book called How to Be Human, The Manual. So that's later. Reverend Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed, the new presenters of Good Morning Sunday, right here on Radio 2, first show on Sunday. And Tom Walker, actor and comedian better known as the fictional news reporter Jonathan Pye.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it seems like life is just too much. But you've got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily need. Oh, when friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. You know it's real. 'Cause you got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. Time after time I think, oh Lord, what's the use? Time after time I think it's just no good. 'Cause sooner or later in life, the things you love you lose. But you've got the love I need to see me through. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air, 'cause I know I can count on you. But sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through.
Think it's about that time to go. Oh, I just need to get away. Ain't no right or wrong, my darling, out on that open highway. Been so much backwards and forwards and backwards with you. You say that, I say that, she said it's you. I don't wanna think about the things we go through. Rather drive out and take in the view. Just wanna cruise for the rest of the night under the moon. Nothing else on my mind. And I got my top down driving. And I got my top down driving. Yeah. And I got my top down driving. And I got my top down driving. Yeah. And I got my top down.
Nothing personal, I ain't about to go astray. Well, I just need a minute, darling. I'll be back before the day.
Been so much backwards and forwards and backwards with you. You say that, I say that, she said it's you. I don't wanna think about the things we go through. Rather drive out and take in the with you. Just wanna cruise for the rest of the night under the moon. Nothing else on my mind. And I got my top down driving. 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 Yeah, and I got my top down. Do me a favor. Let's just talk about it later. I won't get in your way now. 'Cause for the rest of the day, I'ma have my top down driving.
Brown and Grey.
I'ma have my top down driving.
Are they estate agents?
I'ma have my top down driving.
I'm sorry, you can't afford that. You're on Radio 2. This is The Big Show. It's Steve Wright in the afternoon, Thursday afternoon, 1st of February. I love it. The oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot in Berkshire when we come back.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. The government and the European Union are at loggerheads over the rights of EU citizens who want to come to live and work in the UK during the post-Brexit transition period. The European Commission says it expects the existing rules to apply. But speaking during her visit to China, Theresa May said she would fight such demands. A former Brexit minister, David Jones, says Mrs May is right to take that stance.
The EU have to understand at this stage that this is a position that the British government are going to adopt. I think that the people of this country would be extremely concerned if they thought that there was going to be an unlimited right for people who came in during the transition period to live here. And I think they will therefore approve very strongly of what the Prime Minister said.
The Prime Minister has held talks with President Xi Jinping on deepening the two countries' global strategic partnership. Later, Mrs May and her husband enjoyed a traditional tea-drinking ceremony with Mr Xi and his wife. A senior UN official says new reports of mass graves in Myanmar containing the bodies of hundreds of Rohingya Muslims have what she described as the hallmark of genocide. Myanmar's government has denied all reports of mass killings. The defence in the sex abuse trial of the former football coach Barry Bonnell has told the jury it will not call witnesses or offer any evidence on his behalf. Mr Bonnell, who's now known as Richard Jones, denies 48 charges. Andy Gill reports from Liverpool Crown Court.
This afternoon, the prosecution finished putting its case to the jury. It accuses Mr Bonnell of abusing 11 boys, aged between 8 and 14, between 1979 and 1991, when he was a youth football coach. At the start of the defence, his lawyer said she wouldn't call any evidence on behalf of the defendant. When the judge asked her if she'd warned her client that the jury may draw such inferences as they see proper from this, she replied that she had. The trial will resume on Monday, with closing speeches from both sides before the judge begins his summing up.
Lifetime doping bans handed to 28 Russian Olympic athletes after the Sochi Winter Games in 2014 have been overturned by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The lawyer for Russia's former anti-doping chief turned whistleblower claims the ruling will embolden cheats. A lawyer representing the athletes, Philippe Berch, is calling for them to be allowed to take part in the Olympics in South Korea, which begin next week.
We'll request from the IOC that they invite them. If they do not, that's just going to be a discrimination against a Russian athletes who are clean, and we'll take it from there, and if necessary, take any legal actions that are necessary to force the IOC to invite them to the Olympic Games.
Manchester Art Gallery has taken down one of the most recognisable pre-Raphaelite paintings, which shows naked young girls among water lilies. Hylas and the Nymphs by J.W. Waterhouse dates from 1896. The gallery's contemporary art curator says they want to get people talking, particularly about how paintings are displayed. BBC News at 3 minutes past 3. Our next at 4.
Thank you, Adam.
People everywhere, sense of expectation hanging in the air. Giving out a spark, across the room your eyes are glowing in the dark. And here we go again, we know the start, we know the end. Masters of the scene, we've done it all before and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Take it now, leave it. Now it's all we get. Nothing promised, no regret. Made a big decision. You know what to do. Like it's just a I know what you think. The gun is business, so I'll offer her a drink. Looking mighty proud. See you leave your table, pushing through the crowd. I'm really glad you came. You know the rules, you know the game. Master of the scene. We've done it all before, and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Take it now, leave it. Now it's all we get. Nothing promised, no regret. Made a big decision. You know what to do. Like it's just a and here we go again. We know the start, we know the end. Masters of the scene. We've done it all before and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Take it now, leave it. Now it's all we get. Nothing promised, no regret. Made a big decision. You know what to do. Like it's just a
Voulez-vous? Aha! Aha!
Excuse me, does anybody know what's going on?
It's the non-stop oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot in Berkshire.
Now, the non-stop oldies brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Write it all out like a bird in the sky. Words, write it all out like you were a bird. Fly it all out like an eagle in a sunbeam. Write it all out like you were a bird. Wear a tall hat like the druid in the old days. Wear a tall hat and a tattooed gown. Ride a white swan like the people of a Belgian. Wear your hair long, babe, you can't go wrong. a few spells, and baby, there you go. Take a black cat and sit it on your shoulder, and in the morning you'll know all you know. Druid in the old days, wear a tall hat and a tattooed gown. Ride a white swan like the people of a belting. Wear your hair long, baby, can't go wrong.
Ride a white swan. T-Rex on the non-stop oldies. Today's oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot. My name is Mandy Lee. I'm married to Chris. I've got two sons. That's Matthew and Nicholas. Two grandsons who are Arthur and Jack. Work for the NHS at Wexham Park Hospital in Slough. I enjoy my job as a ward clerk, and I love to listen to your show every day on my way home from work. Hello. I enjoy a good boogie and should know better, but hey-ho, life's too short. My hobby is being a domestic goddess, as I love cooking, baking, sewing and knitting. I'd like to say hello to anyone who knows me, including Carrie and JP Parker, Jackie, Mel and Paul, plus everyone at my local pub, the Swinley in South Ascot.
Talk like Marlene Dietrich, and you dance like Zizi Jeanmaire. Your clothes are all made by Balmain, and there's diamonds and pearls in your hair. Yes, there are. You live in a fancy apartment off the boulevard Saint-Michel, where you keep your Rolling Stones records and a friend of Sacha Distel. Yes, you do. But where do you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed? Tell me the thoughts that surround you. I want to look inside your head. Yes, I do. I've seen all your qualifications you got from the Sorbonne, and the painting you stole from Picasso. Your loveliness goes on and on, yes it does. When you go on your summer vacation, you go to Juan-le-Pin with your carefully designed topless swimsuit. You get an even suntan on your back and on your legs, and when the snow falls you're found in Samoritz with the others of the jet set, and you sip your Napoleon brandy, but you never get your lips wet. No, you don't. But where do you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed? Won't you tell me the thoughts that surround you? I want to look inside your head, yes I do. Your name, it is heard in high places. You know the Aga Khan. He sent you a racehorse for Christmas, and you keep it just for fun, for a laugh. They say that when you get married, it'll be to a millionaire, but they don't realize where you came from, and I wonder if they really care or give a damn. Where do you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed? Tell me the thoughts that surround you. I want to look inside your head, yes I do. I remember streets of Naples. Two children begging in the rags, both touched with a burning ambition to shake off their lowly born takes. They try. So look into my face, Marie Claire, and remember just who you are. Then go and forget me forever. But I know you still bear the scar deep inside. Yes, you do. I know where you go to, my lovely, when you're alone in your bed. I know the thoughts that surround you, 'cause I can look inside your head.
I've always thought somebody should do a new version of this and update it all, you know? Sadly, Peter Sarstedt no longer with us. Where do you go to, my lovely Peter Sarstedt? One of the oldies chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot in Berkshire. Just for a laugh. Now on the oldies, Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we've climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, pretty girls are everywhere. Think of me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time. Goodbye, Papa, please pray for me. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong. Too much wine and too much song, wonder how I got along. Goodbye, Papa, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, little children everywhere. When you see them, I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. Goodbye, Michelle, my little one. You gave me love and helped me find the sun. Every time that I was down, you would always come around and get my feet back on the ground. Goodbye, Michelle, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, with the flowers everywhere, I wish that we could both be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun.
Oh, lots of key changes in there.
In the sun.
Terry Jacks, Seasons in the Sun on the non-stop oldies. Well, windy and cold with some sunshine, showers for Northern Ireland and the west of Scotland. A high of 7 in Southampton. Cold and mostly clear night tonight. Some snow in northern Scotland, yeah. Sunset tonight, Edinburgh 4:46, in Cardiff 5:02, Belfast 5:02 also, and London 4:50.
6 music.
I mean, I'll start gushing if I talk about home.
You can come and realize dreams here. There's such a hub of history.
Willingness to make things happen regardless.
In what's just a collection of buildings and dirty streets.
This place has influenced everything about me.
Next weekend, we show our love for New York and the music that lies at its heart.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, yes, I love New York. From Manhattan to Queens to the Bronx
Bronx, we'll explore its history, the future, and welcome legends.
Hey yo, it's the RZA right here from Wu-Tang Clan. And that's right, 6 Music will present
Starts with the Wu-Tang Clan radio show. Next Friday night at 7 on BBC Radio 6 Music.
Live till 5. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
fabulous variety of tunes. Imagination in and out of love, as chosen by Mandy Lee from Ascot in Berkshire. We're loving these. Now, what to tell you about? Yeah, coming up in the next half hour, Ruby Wax, Ashish Rampura and Gaylong Tupten. They've written a book called How to Be Human, The Manual. Reverend Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed, the new presenters of Good Morning Sunday here on Radio 2, also later, and Tom Walker, actor and comedian. You've been gone. Rainbow rounding off the oldies. Email us steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2, please. Can you give a call out? Yeah, call out to my baby Dave Bevington and my baby Dave Bevington and his partner in crime Az, working in Stafford. They're renovating a house. That's from Lisa. That's my baby. Hi guys, can you give a huge shout out to my son Ollie, who's singing at the O2 tonight with his school, Westfield Juniors, for the Young Voices concert. Me, Mum, Dad, Joe and Eddie are on our way and we are very, very excited. That is brilliant.
This is Jeremy Vine. Ooh, are you superstitious? Ooh, this is quite suspect. A farmer in Worcester claims his entire life has been lucky due to carrying a rabbit's foot on his keyring. A listener in Chichester is saying, well, it wasn't very lucky for the rabbit. Call me. .co.uk. Oh, thanks, Casper.
Again, I didn't quite catch that. Coming round to 3:30.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Radio 2.
And here comes Bobby Pryor.
BBC Radio 2.
Steve, thank you. First of all, the A83 at Furness, partially blocked by an accident. A crane involved on the A83 near to Furness, so outside Inverary. You got it partially blocked. You can get through. They may have to hold the traffic temporarily to move some of that around. That hasn't happened yet, but just be aware. But it should only be a temporary closure for a little bit of time. M1 southbound, 35 to 34 at Meadowhall. We've got one lane closed still with a broken down car. Greater Manchester, M60 clockwise at 11 for Barton. Accident has left two lanes closed, so it's still very heavy through there. And the M6 now southbound, there was a bump between 21A and 21 for Woolston. All lanes have reopened, but you've still got slow traffic. Herring and everyone else, thank you for your call. The M1 on the northbound side, it's still busy. Up towards 18 for Holmes Chapel. There was a breakdown there earlier and it left a really long, heavy queue. It's much more broken and it's moving just a little bit quicker, but it's still busy. A47 between Swaffham and Norwich at Wendling. Closed completely still with this accident being investigated between Love Lane at Wendling and Drayton Hall. Then the A1203 westbound. Now, at Butcher Road, there was an accident much earlier today which left a lane closed at the Limehouse Link Tunnel. It's after the tunnel coming into London. That's caused some quite big queues through there. It's all lanes open now, but it's still very heavy. But it is open and it is moving. M40 southbound, there's an incident between 9 and 8 down towards Oxford. At the moment, traffic is being held only temporarily, but it's going nowhere between 9 and 8. And finally, to Devon, the A30 on the eastbound side at Pathfinder Village, which is 5 Mile Hill at Fingal Glen. We've got a broken down vehicle and one lane is shut. Back with more, 20 minutes.
What can I say? Brilliant.
Something so unusual in your eyes. I know I'm home. Yeah. Every tear, every fear, gone with the thought of you changing what I thought I knew. I'll be yours for 1,000 lives. I'm free as a bird when I'm flying. Been waiting for a lifetime for you. Been breaking for a lifetime for you. Wasn't looking for love till I found you. On the night for love till I found you. Skin to skin, breathe me in. Fill with your kiss on your lips, I'm made of ecstasy. I'll be yours for 1,000 lives. I'm free as a bird when I'm flying in your cage. I'm diving in deep and I'm riding with no brakes. And I'm bleeding your love when you're swimming in my veins. You've got me now. Been waiting for a lifetime for you. Been breaking for a lifetime for you. Wasn't looking for love till I found you. On the night for love till I found you. Been waiting for a lifetime for you. Been breaking for a lifetime for you. Wasn't looking for love till I found you. On the night for love till I found you.
For you, Liam, Hayne, Rita, Ora. This is BBC Radio 2 live from London, United Kingdom. Across the world. Of course, in the UK. Thursday is Radio 2 Day at Renishaw Factory in Gloucestershire. Loving the show as always, getting everyone through the day. That's Jack in Gloucestershire. Thank you, Jack, and hello to everybody. Steve, can I please get a dedication for my wife, Kate Loveridge, and tell her I love her. I love her, from husband Paul. Also puts his mobile number here. It's all right, Paul, I'm not going to call you.
Breaking for a lifetime for you. Wasn't looking for love till I found
claim your PPI? Now we're back for Factoids. Janie Lee Grace.
There are 400,000 fewer people aged between 15 and 29 living in rural areas than there were 20 years ago.
Did you eat an egg today?
Yes, I did actually.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
No,
I love a poached egg. Honestly, you can't beat a poached egg.
I like scrambled.
Yeah, that's good too, but it's a bit more faff, isn't it?
Well, not as much of a faff as boiled eggs. I mean, you can never get that right, can you?
Well, I know I've poached eggs. I tell you what, if you get a poacher, see, I tried for ages just sort of like faffing about in a saucepan, but then it all separates, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's that thing about a silk handkerchief. You ever heard that one?
No.
Don't try that. That's just daft.
What do you mean?
Well, there's this thing where you're meant to put the egg in a pan,
Yeah.
and you put a tiny dash of vinegar in there, and then you kind of float a silk handkerchief under it. Hilarious. Anyway, just get an egg poacher, put the lid on, job done.
Were you going into the supermarket and said, I'll have 12 eggs. Have you got a silk handkerchief as well? Sorry, sir. You'll have to buy it in a handkerchief shop. Well, in the UK, there are 11,532,000,000 eggs eaten every year. That works out at 372 eggs a second.
What you like? Doing a boiled egg? That's a right faff, isn't it? No. Boil some water, put the egg in it carefully. Time it.
Yeah.
Take it out. Where's the faff?
All right, I tell you what the faff is, and luckily I know, but is the 3 minutes from once you've boiled the water, or is the 3 minutes from when you start?
No, that's a good point you're making. Yeah, that is a bit faffage there.
And it's from when you've boiled it, and then you'll get a sort of slightly soft egg, and it's really, really important that you've got little soldiers with it. Have to have that.
Oh, of course,
so
yeah, I know
you can
that.
dip in.
But not everybody knows that. I mean, some people think that to boil an egg, I mean, it's like, you can't even boil an egg. Some people think that it's from the start.
Well, then it won't be really cooked after 3 minutes.
I
will
know
it?
that.
Factoids.
I'm packing up, I gotta move. I'm gonna blow a 50-foot hole through the dark clouds in my room. I'm making a change. I'm gonna start today. I'm gonna roll these dice with a song tonight. I'm gonna whip these blues away, and I'm gonna run so far they'll never find me again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. You've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do. And I just wait in the cold, cold grave. But I know, like I've been told, yeah, Mama said, hold on to hope. She whispered sweet, there's a light and glory. But you gotta burn that sound of the voices out. They wanna bring you to your knees. And you gotta run so far they'll never find you again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. And you've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do. And when I was a child, a dream came to me, where every soul hanging low found its piece of dignity. But till that dream gets to heaven, you can ride this train for free. Till that dream gets to heaven, you can ride this train on me. And we're gonna run so far they'll never find us again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. You've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do.
All right, now here's the thing. We've got Ruby Wax, we've got Ash Rampura, and Gaylong Tupten. I think a round of applause from us.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, now let me
get a threesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How's everybody? Everybody okay?
Very cozy.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're a smush.
Yeah.
I'm partly monk.
I know. Well, you have to share the microphone. I'm sorry about that. Ruby Wax, an award-winning comedian, actress, writer who has a master's degree in mindfulness-based cognitive therapy from Oxford Uni. Yeah, and has become one of the UK's leading mental health campaigners. Ruby was awarded an OBE in 2015 for her services to mental health. I'm trying to do an intro here, Ruby.
I know. I'm just doing side comments. I'm doing reviews.
It's good, though. It's funny.
She wants you to repeat the part about the OBE. I think that's what she's
If you could just say it louder.
Yeah. Following on from her best-selling books, A Sane New World and Mindfulness Guide for the Frazzled, Ruby's just published her new book, How to Be Human, The Manual, which she wrote with the help of a monk and a neuroscientist.
Who are here.
Yeah, who are here, the aforementioned. Well, shall I ask Tupten, what's the basis of the book? What's it really about?
That's really impossible to say because...
Can I just say that this guy's... No, I'm just saying...
Let me speak.
He's
what happens when we have to share our
He's an expert on how the mind works, and this one tells you where it is in the brain. So between the two, we've cornered the market.
Okay.
So go monk.
And the thing is, you can't pin this down to one subject. So if you say, what is the book about? It's not a book about one thing or another. It's kind of about everything because we're talking about the whole human experience and how to understand it better and how to make changes.
And do you come to any conclusions, do you
Yes,
think?
that's what the book's about.
Yeah.
That's what you pay for.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to say them for free now. Is that?
No, not even a clue.
You got to
You
buy
gotta
the
pay
book.
your
Yeah.
send it in. But we cover subjects like addiction, but like modern addictions. You know, like answering spam at 4 o'clock in the morning because I can't get my fingers off. You know, how many other people like me? I don't even care anymore. I don't like the people I'm returning the emails to. I just want numbers. And shopping. You know, you can do it in bed, and all the things that turn the 21st century into just high addiction.
And why do we do all of that, Ash?
Well, there's a lot of biology that drives
Don't go too much in detail.
There's a lot of biology of the brain that drives the way that our attention works. And, you know, advertisers and people who are steering the cultural world know that, and they can make use of that to kind of pull power away from us. So one of the big messages of the book is if you understand why your brain does what it does, you can start to not blame yourself for that, not say it's because I'm a bad person or because I lack willpower. You can say it's my biology and I need to retrain my brain and get control over my
So
biology.
that you can take just enough. You know, where's your tipping point?
Yeah.
We got to use emails. You got to eat. You got to buy shoes. But on the 400th and 8th, and you notice you're burning out, now you got a choice. It's taking your own temperature.
So is this a practical manual then on how to survive today, but also a biological manual and a spiritual manual, yeah?
I wouldn't even say spiritual. I would just say that we're offering a perspective where you can learn to transform your thoughts and emotions, and that's something anybody can do. It's nothing to do with religion or spirituality.
But is it harder to do that today? Ash, you're the neuroscientist.
Oh, yeah.
Is it harder for us to do that today, for the brain to do that, than it was 50 years ago or 100 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think brains didn't evolve in an environment like this. There are a lot of things competing for our attention.
We're overstimulated, aren't we?
We're overstimulated, but also we're being subject to a world which tries to capture our attention. It doesn't accidentally capture our attention. It's designed to capture our attention, and that's different.
Actually, you make money in our attention. That's how a lot of people, I'm not naming names, but they get our attention, they make money.
And I think we're the crossover generation because we're the generation that when we were kids, we didn't have phones and internet, and it's all happened within our lifetime, and we haven't caught up. Our brain hasn't caught up with the speed of it all. Maybe future generations are in a better position. We're the before and after, aren't we?
Yeah, I suppose. We're going to come back with Ruby and Ashish and Tupten in just a moment. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Ruby Wax, Ashish Rampura and Gaylong Tupten have written a book called How to Be Human, the Manual. Very interesting. Now, let me ask you, all of you, same question. And this might sound like a completely ignorant question.
Yeah,
It probably
that's
is.
usually what they are.
Yeah, thanks, Ruby. She knows me well.
I know him well.
What's the difference in our perception of the mind and the brain? Tupten, what do you say?
I think Ruby actually came up with a great definition where she said the brain is the meat and the mind is the information flowing through the meat. So Ash is talking about all the brain functions and I'm talking about the thoughts and emotions and your awareness of those things and how all that ties together.
What's amazing, I wrote this book so I could find out stuff, and then I used it as an excuse and maybe make a little cash on
It's a
the
good
side.
one.
Yeah, it's all about me. But when you get into the biology of it, though, that's not what the book's about either. Stuff happened way, way back for survival, but survival doesn't really care about our happiness. So that kind of stuff, like finding contentment or whatever, you've got to go to the gym. It ain't going to happen by itself.
Yeah.
And the more there's technology and the more distracted, there's less time to actually have any compassion for yourself. We were born to have more negative thoughts than positive because it's our survival. We had to be paranoid, but we didn't have to be paranoid about there's a supermodel somewhere. I don't need to know. It's just cramming my brain. So you need to declutter
And
a little
organise
bit.
the brain, yeah?
And file it, but also not literally still live your life. This is just an
But
exercise.
your priorities might be different from somebody else's. I might really be interested in that supermodel. and
Focus
stuff.
on it.
Sure,
Yeah.
But
that's
when
fine,
you're
but-
multitasking, you can't focus on it.
Okay.
Choose
Focus
it.
on what you want to focus on. But when your mind is doing stuff you don't want it to do, when it's floating off into negative thoughts or negative self-image or distraction, you don't want that. You want to choose what your mind does. And that's what we're trying to talk about in the book.
How do you...
How do you do it?
How do you do it and how do you know what to prioritise?
Well,
because we clearly don't because we're all on our phones at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, in the back of the book, Ruby and I have written exercises based on mindfulness, which can be for everybody. It's not a religious thing or a Buddhist thing. It's methods for getting your mind to focus and not be so controlled by the thoughts you don't want it to be controlled by.
Before we go, I didn't ask Ash about the mind versus brain.
Oh, yeah. I think 100 years from now, there won't be any separation between psychology and neurology. The people who deal with the mind and the brain are dealing with the same organ and just different aspects of it.
Okay, yes, good answer. There will be a mindfulness guide for the frazzled tour, and here are the tour dates. Everyman Playhouse Theatre, Liverpool, on Friday, 6th of April. This is with Ruby. Saturday, 7th, Everyman Playhouse Theatre again in Liverpool, and then on to West Yorkshire Playhouse. That's also the 8th of April. Macmillan Theatre in Bridgewater, Porthcawl, Peterborough, Bedford, Newcastle upon Tyne, and Mould. That's in April. Then in May, you've got St Albans and Frome and Perth. And then in June, you've got Darlington, Crewe, Warrington, and then in July, you've got Blackpool. So, what happens, Ruby, on the tour?
Well, I've done this tour before.
I know.
Yeah. Now, I love when I stand up and then in the second half, the audience talk back to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't just go, hey, watch me, mommy, give me a little attention. In the second half, they give me,
You do a Q&A and you come back at them with humour and with...
And so I feel like I found my tribe. Now, whenever you're with your people, like with these two guys, you can relax.
Yeah.
So I really do know that this fills me with energy.
Yeah, and this tour is based on your last book. What about, in
Oh,
the
we're
future, you three go out with this book?
Yeah, we're gigging.
How to Be Human, the manual by Ruby Wax with the help of Ashish Rampura and Gaylong Tupten is out now in hardback and ebook. Good luck with the tour, good luck with the book, and etc. etc. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Isn't he good?
Great.
Yeah, he's good.
Tim knows it's very good.
Yeah.
Rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't she love to love her? Takes to the sky like a bird of light, and who will be her lover? What a life you've never seen, woman. Take
Fleetwood Mac and Rhiannon. It's almost 5 to 4 in Great Britain. This is Radio 2. Can you give a big shout out to my granny? It's her granny, Sylvia Barnett's granny. The granny is Sylvia Barnett. She's Sylvia. Hello, Sylvia. It's her 101st birthday. She's got more energy than a 20-year-old. We're now travelling down from Sheffield to Norwich for her party at the weekend. She'll be listening as she loves the show, as do we. Love from Little Dot and Grumpy Graham, and that's for Sylvia. Happy birthday and all of that.
A chocolate eclair, a bun, and an Eccles. That's cake news.
Now here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. First of all, to the 83 at Furness. Outside Inverary, a Furness still partially blocked by an accident. You can get through, though. That's the good news. A little bit of a queue on the approach, but you have to take it in turns. M1 southbound breakdown, 35 to 34. That's still there. One lane is shut. Greater Manchester, M60 clockwise. The accident at 11 for Barton. All lanes are open now, but still very, very heavy if you're heading up towards 8 at Carrington. The M40, now, first of all, we had on the southbound side traffic being held between 9 at Bicester and 8 for Oxford. Now, all the traffic's been released. It's still slow through that stretch. Also, M40 northbound on the exit slip road, so going off to junction 5 for the A40 in Stokenchurch, we've got an accident on that exit slip road. At the moment, you can slip past. They may have to slow the traffic or hold the traffic while they do recovery. That hasn't happened yet, though. That's the good news. A47 still closed between Swaffham and Norwich. It's shut at Wendling for recovery and investigation work between Love Lane and East Dereham. And then we've got the A11 northbound at Wyndham, partially blocked, broken down vehicle just near to the B1135. And the M25 finally on the anti-clockwise stretch, 9 to 8 through to Reigate. There's an accident and one lane is shut. Back with more half an hour.
Thanking you, yours faithfully.
Steve Wright in the afternoon on BBC Radio 2.
Kershaw, Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Coming up in the Showbiz Cuts, 50 Cent, Jared Butler. There's Tim, there's Bobby, there's Janie, there's Captain Adam Sports Guy. The Factoid Social Media, and soon Rev Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed and Tom Walker, a.k.a. Jonathan Pye, all on The Big Show. This is BBC Radio 2 online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. In the past few minutes, a man has been found guilty of murder and attempted murder after he drove a van into a group of Muslims outside the Finsbury Park Mosque in North London in June last year. Makram Ali, who was 51, died after the attack. 48-year-old Darren Osborne from Cardiff told Woolwich Crown Court he wanted to kill Muslims and Labour politicians. Our correspondent Daniel Sanford is at the court.
Darren Osborne from Cardiff has been found guilty of the murder of Makram Ali and the attempted murder of other people in the crowd who were trying to treat Makram Ali after he collapsed that night. Darren Osborne, of course, had driven a large white box van directly into a crowd of people that were clearly Muslims in the very early hours of June the 19th. The jury completely convinced now that he did that intentionally, that this was a murderous act, and accepting the prosecution's version of events that he'd done this as an act of terrorism.
The European Union has made clear that Britain's access to the single market during the Brexit transition period depends on accepting free movement of labour. Downing Street says it intends to introduce a registration scheme for European citizens who come to the UK after March 2019. Theresa May has warned she'll fight EU proposals to allow full residency rights for those who arrive during the transition. A former Czech Europe Minister, Tomáš Průza, says Mrs May's request is unrealistic.
It's perfectly possible if she also says that the United Kingdom does not want to have this transition period. Because the request to have a transition period was basically for 2 more years, all the rules will apply as they are now. So it's either keeping the status quo or not having the transition period, not picking things the British government likes and not taking things it doesn't like.
Shares in the outsourcing company Capita have fallen by another 13%. They plunged by almost 50% yesterday after it shocked investors with a profits warning. Morrisons, the UK's 4th biggest supermarket chain, is going to cut 1,500 middle management jobs. Similar announcements about job losses were made by Tesco and Sainsbury's last month. Manchester Art Gallery has removed one of the most recognisable pre-Raphaelite paintings, Hylas and the Nymphs, from its walls. The curator said she took down the J.W. Waterhouse picture, which shows partially nude young women, to start a debate about how art is displayed and not as a publicity stunt. Robert Mars is the owner of the Mars Gallery, which deals in pre-Raphaelite paintings. He thinks visitors to the gallery will be disappointed not to be able to see it.
I think what they've done is they've chosen perhaps the most popular picture in their museum. They've also removed postcards from sale in the shop. It seems to me that they've done this pretty much as a publicity stunt. Now, we're told it's art. I don't know. I think that this is about denying the Manchester public the possibility of seeing one of their favourite pictures.
BBC News at 3 minutes past 4, our next at 5.
Thanks very much, Adam. Now here's the sports guy.
Yes, life bans on 28 Russian athletes from competing in the Olympics have been overturned. The Court of Arbitration for Sport said there wasn't enough evidence to prove that they took drugs. But the International Olympic Committee says this will have a serious impact on the future fight against doping. Kyle Edmund looks set to miss Great Britain's Davis Cup tie against Spain, which begins tomorrow. He's recovering from a hip injury he suffered in the Australian Open, but will be with the squad in Marbella if his situation improves. The FA are investigating claims of racism against West Ham's Director of Player Recruitment, Tony Henry. He's been suspended by the club after he was reported to have said the club would not sign any more African players because they cause mayhem when they're not in the team. And UK Sport has reversed its decision to withdraw all funding from badminton for the Tokyo Olympics, but the money will just go to Chris and Gabby Adcock, who won bronze at the World Championships. Archery duo Patrick Houston and Naomi Folkard have had a similar reprieve.
That's Sports Guy back with Simon Mayo after 5, along with Nigel Barden, who's cooking hake. Hake News.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
'Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said
Always an awesome song. Oasis Wonderwall, of course, coming up on 4:09 on The Big Show. Here on Radio 2. Hashtag finally February is trending on Twitter. Vicky tweets, so the longest month ever is finally over. Goodbye January. Hello February. Hashtag finally February. Kerry tweets, New Year's resolution starts today. And Carol tweets, hashtag finally February. Goodbye winter blues. Hello spring. Over on Facebook, Michelle Obama's appearance on Ellen is getting a lot of likes, not least because she revealed that the contents of the Tiffany box that Melania Trump gave her on the inauguration day was in fact a lovely frame. That's lovely. Brighton Pride has apologised for their website struggling to cope with demand for tickets. A second batch of tickets went on sale this morning, but after announcing that Britney Spears is appearing this year, organisers say the demand on their 16 servers and dedicated database server was too much. Nintendo has announced it'll make a Super Mario movie as part of their plan to increase earnings from other industry. House of Cards will have 2 new actors for its 6th and final season. Following the departure of Kevin Spacey, Greg Kinnear and Diane Lane will join the cast, with production on the new series having just started. And Gerard Butler's been talking about his latest film, Den of Thieves, which is in cinemas from tomorrow. It's about a group of bank robbers planning a seemingly impossible heist in Los Angeles, and it stars 50 Cent. Fiddy. Gerard's full of praise for Fiddy.
50 Cent is a person. He's more kind of bubbly and light. He's such a funny guy and a sweet guy. He's always smiling, you know. With Ensign, he takes the weight that he has and the gravitas and he lets that shine, just pulls it all in and focuses. And when he speaks, it's crazy. Like in the read-through, barely raised his voice, but you didn't listen to anybody in the room more than you listened to him. And when he said something, it meant something. And that's who he is. He's just powerful, quiet, considered. So if he says he's going to back you up, he means it. And if he says he's not happy with you, he just has to say, not happy with you. And you go, okay, I get it.
50 Cent plays one of the bank robbers and says that Den of Thieves isn't one of your typical bank robbery movies.
Usually in a heist film, they just show the heist. And the characters, they have a little more depth than usual. Having that is reasons, like people pardon people's actions when they see things that they can identify with. I know someone like that, or this could have been this one, because they can see parallels between someone else's life that they recognize and the actual character, and they just become way more relatable.
Now, Phantom Thread is also in cinemas tomorrow, having already picked up lots of awards, nominations and interest because it's Daniel Day-Lewis's last film. Leslie Manville has just won Best Supporting Actress at the London Critics Circle Awards for her role in it, and she loved working with Daniel.
Oh, it was wonderful. He's a very generous, warm, talented man, so you have great days of creativity and collaboration and fun, and it was 14 joyous weeks. It really was. It was wonderful.
Was she in the fish market?
Love, you got the power, but you just don't understand. Girl, you've been charging by the hour for your love. I'll try to show how much I love you, still believing in romance. You're taking way too many chances with my love. I remember when you used to be the talk of the town. All you think is lonely. Turn your love around. Don't you turn me
Great lineup tomorrow morning with my broadcast brother, Chris Evans, joined by ice skating stars Jane Torville, Christopher Dean, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. and former Special Forces soldier Ant Middleton. And there's live music from Simple Minds, starts at 6:30. Don't miss it. This says on way to see Gaga in Birmingham with 23 passengers. Tar, this is Jason, National Holidays coach driver. Have a good gig. Give us a shout out to the Hollywood Railway Inn Jet Setters, as there's 27 of us travelling to Benidorm tomorrow morning for Vinny's stag do. The taxis are picking us up at 4 a.m. to get us to Glasgow Airport, so no sleeping tonight. Thank you from Phil, Stevie, Jimbo and Stu.
If you're struggling in your quest to tell the perfect tale, don't panic. It really doesn't have to be an epic struggle. The 500 Words website is a treasure trove of tips bursting at the seams to help story writers who may be a bit stuck to explode with ideas. But remember, the clock is ticking. Whatever you do, don't forget the deadline. Entries must be in by 7 p.m. on Thursday, the 22nd of February, so you might want to get a wiggle on. Head over to bbc.co.uk/500 words to begin your writing adventure.
500 words!
Get writing! Reverend Kate Botley's mini CV on Twitter says, priest, wife, mum, gogglebox, songs of praise, and Radio 2 presenter, pause for thought, daughter of steel. Jason Mohammed's Twitter CV says, TV and radio, sport, news, documentaries, Doctor Who, newsreader, school baseball captain, 1988. Wait, there's more. Cinema lover, Welsh-speaking Cardiff boy. So it's Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed.
Hello!
Oh, no, I should say we're doing that hello because you're not actually with us. Where are you?
We're in Salford in a booth in the reception at the BBC.
It's like a little TARDIS. As soon as you walk into the BBC, there's a little box at the end, and Kate and I are squeezed in this box, Steve.
Of course, these days I would be the doctor and you would be my assistant.
Yeah, absolutely
right.
Quite right too.
Now, from this Sunday, Kate and Jason will be waking up on a Sunday morning from 6 a.m. as the new hosts of Good Morning Sunday here on Radio 2. It's going to be a live show. Very funny trailer that we've been putting out, and you kind of both say your ambition was to work at Radio 2, Kate, and you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when I started out as vicar when I was first ordained, and my local funeral director said to me, "What's the dream, Kate?" And I said, "Oh, just to be in Radio 2 would be amazing." So I never quite expected to get this far.
And hopefully God approves.
Well, I had a word and she says she thinks it's smashing.
I see what you did there. Now, you know, the tenor of this show, obviously it's a serious programme, but it's going to be light at the same time, isn't it? Going to be a bit of comedy in there, a few guests?
Yeah, I think so. I think Kate and I want to make it that people who are waking up on a Sunday morning, Steve, they can feel as if we can talk about absolutely anything, whether it's faith, whether it's morality, we'll do a bit of news, but we'll also have a little bit of fun. And because it's Radio 2 as well, Steve, we're going to be playing some great songs as well, as you do, as all the presenters do on Radio 2. So I think the best way of describing it is it's going to be a fun morning right from 6 o'clock in the morning.
And multi-faith.
Absolutely. It's got a multi-faith approach. I mean, obviously it's got a faith flavour. Jason's got a faith, I've got a faith, and we've got some great faith guests. I'm very excited about Bishop Libby Lane coming in to talk to us, who was the first Anglican female bishop. But yeah, it's for people of all faiths and none. I mean, my actual favourite phrase is when people bump into me in the street and say, "I'm not religious, but..." I love that.
If I can just add as well, you know, we're living in really interesting times, aren't we, in terms of communities and certain aspects to life where it appears that we're living in fractured times. And I think if we can do our bit in 3 hours to bring communities together through the magic of radio, then that'll be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and that has to be a good goal, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And on the music front, I know this week you've got Philippa Hanna from the Christian contemporary music scene. So is that going to be the kind of music you're usually going to feature? Because actually I think a lot of that is quite a well-kept secret. I don't think people realise how great some of that music is.
What we're hoping for is some undiscovered tracks, contemporary Christian music, all sorts of music that people go, "Oh, I really love that," and they'll go away and find out what it was. But we'll play anything pretty much. I'm hoping for a good splash of country and western in there, maybe a bit of 90s hip-hop.
Yeah. The first time I met Kate, actually, we talked about music, and I gave the list of artists that I liked, just so that Radio 2 could get a sense of, well, who is this guy? We know him from the football and the sport and ranting on 5 Live.
Well, Jason,
what sort of music?
Wait a minute, just give me an example then. Give me a track.
We had a pilot last week, and I played Queen, Love of My Life. That was my Great choice. What was yours?
And I played Kenny Rogers, the gambler.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking.
I'll just consult one moment. Can we play those? We're going to play a tiny bit of both of those as we go, okay?
Will there be any sport, though, Jason? Any mention of football whatsoever? And Kate, are you a big football fan?
Not particularly. I used to play rugby back in the day. I was a hooker before I was a vicar. So, absolutely true. I'm hoping that we'll be able to chat
I've
a little
heard that 3
bit.
times. It still gets me.
I hope we'll be able to chat a little bit of rugby.
And, funny you asked that, Tim, because when we walked into the studio a few moments ago, I said to Kate, you're doing Songs of Praise this week. And she'd said earlier on a text message that it clashes with the Rugby Union because the Six Nations gets underway. And I said, what are you going to do, Kate? Because I know you love your rugby, but you're doing Songs of Praise. She actually said to me, it's only Wales, Scotland, so it doesn't really matter. And she knows she's talking to a very proud Welshman, fluent Welsh speaker, still living in Cardiff. Bit of a low blow, I think, but that's what the Six Nations is all about.
Ken Bruce apparently mentioned the new Good Morning Sunday show earlier on today, and a listener asked if Ken will appear on there to host Pope Master. I mean,
Someone write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. That's original humour, isn't it?
If we don't do it, Sky will.
You can hear Kate and Jason hosting Good Morning Sunday here on Radio 2 from 6 a.m. this Sunday morning. Good luck with the show, and thank you very much for being on. Kate Botley and Jason Mohammed, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you.
Those tunes then. Bye.
Broken my heart, and now you leave me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, bring it back. Don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. Love of my life, don't leave me. You've taken my love, and now desert me. Love of my life, can't you see? Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Now every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. Then somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up.
There goes Kenny Rogers, the gambler.
Walk away.
Almost 4:24. Jeremy.
Thank you there, Steve. Today's big question: why does someone believe it when you say there are 4 billion stars, but don't believe it when the sign says wet paint? Call now. 0209, press 14 for a new motor. 50-50 all at sea. Pick your nose at the lights. 6930, take me to the Mardi Gras. 4473. Blah, 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 blah.
Later this month, Conchita is coming to the UK with her spectacular orchestral show for the first time.
Conchita Wurst.
Conchita Wurst. Tickets are available to this special show for BBC Radio 2. Conchita will be presenting her favourite diva songs, performed with the BBC Concert Orchestra, her own rock band, and special guests Betsy and Misha Paris. To buy your tickets, go to the BBC Radio 2 website. Radio 2 presents Conchita on Sunday the 25th of February.
I know you moved on to someone new. Hold
life is beautiful. You were the light for me to find my truth. I just wanna say thank you.
Leaving to find my soul. Told her I had to go. And I know it ain't pretty when our hearts get broke. Too young to feel this old. Watching us both turn cold. Oh, I know it ain't pretty when two hearts get broke. Yeah, I know it ain't pretty when two hearts get broke.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days, these days. All our troubles we'll lay to rest and we'll wish we could come back to these days, these days. These days, these days. These days, these days.
3 years of ups and downs, nothing to show for it now. And I know it ain't pretty when the fire burns out. Calling me when I'm drunk, remind me of what I've done. And I know it ain't pretty when you're trying to move on.
Yeah, I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days, these days. All our troubles we'll lay to rest and we'll wish we could come back to these days, these days. Oh, I know, I know. Oh, I know, I know. Oh, I know. These days, these days. Oh, I know, I know. Oh, I know, I know. These days, these days.
Cigarettes in the ashtray, reminiscing on those past days. I thought you didn't know my last name, but that changed. And I traveled around the world, think where you living at now. I heard you moved to Austin, got an apartment and settled down. And every once in a while, I start texting, write a paragraph, but then I delete the message. Think about you like a pastime. I could cry you a river and get you baptized. Or I wasn't ready to act right. Used to always think I'd get you back right. They say that things fall apart. We were gonna move to Brooklyn, you were gonna study art. Love is just a tool to remind us who we are, and that we are not alone when we're walking in the dark.
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other about these days, these days.
Rudimental. Jess Glynn, These Days. Ooh, we're loving that. I got 4:28. Bob Harris Country at 7, featuring a session from Canadian guitarist and singer Lindsay L. ahead of Country the Country Festival, which is next month now. Peter Gabriel, Joe's vinyl revival this week is So by Peter Gabriel. That's at 8 o'clock. Radio 2 Art Show with Annika, that is at 10. And
Serious Jockin'
is less than 24 hours away. Serious Jockin', no G.
Serious Jockin', Steve Wright in the afternoon. He left no time to regret. Kept his way with his same old
from Amy. Back to Black. Still to come, we'll talk to Tom Walker, actor and comedian better known as the fictional news reporter Jonathan Pye. Now, Bobby Pryor.
Thank you, Steve. M8 eastbound Glasgow between 28 and 27. That's the airport and Arkleston. There's emergency repairs, so one lane is shut there, but traffic's coping reasonably well. It's slow, but it's getting through. The A83 at Furness still partially blocked with this earlier accident just near to Inverary. The M1 now southbound 39 to 38, so West Yorkshire, Wakefield to Darton and Huddersfield. We've got an accident on the southbound side. Now, I'm waiting for an update of restrictions. It's right in the roadworks, but we've got queuing traffic. At least one lane is shut at the moment on the M1 heading south, so 39 to 38 is heavy. The M60 clockwise is still recovering at 11 for Barton following this earlier accident where two lanes are blocked. The M6 now on the northbound side, very busy between 19 and 21. There was a southbound accident, but it's left bigger northbound queues. The M6 on the northbound side, junction 3 Nuneaton on the exit Slit Road going off onto the A444. We've got a broken down vehicle, so one lane is shut, but you can get off there. Then on towards the M6 northbound breakdown 6 to 7. So Spaghetti Junction to Great Bar, we've got one lane shut, so it's very heavy through that stretch. And then the M5 southbound 5 to 6 down towards Worcester, broken down vehicle. Again, we've got one lane shut. The M40 northbound on the exit Slit Road at 5 to the A40 and Stokenchurch. That accident's still being cleared up. Still very heavy traffic back on the main carriageway. A47 still closed between Norwich and Swaffham at Wendling following the earlier accident there, recovering. And there's a broken down vehicle. This is anti-clockwise in the queues between 9 and 8 following that earlier accident towards Reigate that closed one lane. And finally A30 eastbound Pathfinder Village. The accident near Fingal Glen at 5 Mile Hill has all cleared out of the way. Back with more 20 minutes.
Thank you, and it's still quite light here in London.
The Big Show, 2 till 5, Radio 2.
Tim back for Factoids. What you got, Tim?
How many hearts do you think an octopus has?
Didn't Rick Astley do a thing? Too many hearts.
Too many broken hearts.
Too many. Was that Rick Astley?
No, that wasn't Rick Astley.
Who was
it?
that then?
That was
Jason.
Jason Donovan. Yes, it was. Anyway, how many hearts?
I think he's like the Doctor too.
No, 3 hearts. Your octopi. A slime eel. They've got 4 hearts.
Good grief. The average weekly household spend on alcohol in the UK is something like £7.80 in the home, plus £7.50 outside. Remember, that's only average. Here's Tim.
The earliest evidence of sport comes in cave paintings in Mongolia that date back to 7000 BC. They show crowds watching a wrestling match.
Factoids.
You took a mystery and made me want it. You got a pedestal and put me on it. You made me love you out of feeling nothing, something that you do. And I was there not dancing with anyone. You took a little, then you took me over. You set your mark on stealing my heart away. Trying anything for you. I'm in the middle of a chain reaction. You give me all the after midnight action. I wanna get you where I can let you make all that love to me. I'm on a journey for the inspiration to anywhere, and there ain't no salvation. I need you to get me nearer to you, so you can set me free. We talk about love, love, love. We talk about love. We talk about love, love, love. We talk about love. You make me tremble when your hand moves lower. You taste a little, then you swallow slower. Nature has a way of yielding treasure, pleasure made for you. You got a plan, your future is on the run. Shine a light for the whole world over. You never find your love if you hide away, crying, dying. All you gotta do is get in the middle of a chain reaction. You get a medal when you're lost in action. Gonna get your love, ready for a sweet sensation, instant radiation. You let me hold you for the first explosion. We get a picture of our love in motion. My arms will cover, my lips will smother you. No more left to say. We talk about love, love, love. Talk about love. Let me hold you for the first explosion. Arms will cover you. All you gotta do is change me. Don't ask me
Tom Walker is here, and Tom is a fine actor who I happened to see the other day on YouTube. So here's the thing, I'm just looking at YouTube, and they have the bit where all the brand new stuff that's on YouTube comes up. So I see this guy, and he's called Jonathan Pye, and he seems to be some kind of news reporter. So he's out in the field, there's cameras on him, and he reports on something. I can't remember what it was, but we'll play you a clip in a minute so that you can get a fuller example of what we're talking about here. And then he goes to a clip, and then he starts mouthing off. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, does he know the camera's still on him? I thought Tom Walker, who plays this character, Jonathan Pye, I thought it was real!
Well, that's great. That's the point. The first time you hear it, I think you're supposed to. I mean, I think by the second or third time, you go, no one loses it every week. But yeah, I mean, I take that as a real compliment that's my job, isn't it? To make you believe it, I suppose.
Let's have a little listen.
Outrage and worldwide condemnation when the so-called Panama Papers were leaked earlier in the week. It was...
What? What did I say? Panama. All right, what is it? Paradise. All right, okay, sorry. Panama, Paradise, Pickwick Papers. It's actually quite confusing, actually, Tim, because I remember covering this exact story last year, and it was called something different last year. So there was outrage then, there's outrage now, not much outrage in between, was there? Nothing's changed.
Yeah. So that's a typical example.
Congratulations for finding a clip without me swearing.
I know. Well, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. We edited the swearing out.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
So you're doing this tour.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, you're an actor. How do you, personally, as an actor, Tom Walker, approach the tour? Because it's not like you are him. It's a little bit like Alan Partridge in that regard. Do you go in as if it's a play?
If you want to get very sort of arty about it.
I do.
The craft. I approach the writing of it like a one-man play. It purports to be stand-up, and there are sections within it that are very stand-up. But ultimately, like the last show, if anyone saw it, this show, he leaves the stage in a different position in his life than he started. So there is a beginning, a middle and end. There's an arc. I mean, it's very, very funny, but also I hope there's a bit of pathos in there. I think there's a bit of humanity in there. And yeah, I approach it like I would any other acting project.
So does he go on a bit of a journey then, love?
This particular show, he starts thinking he's on the cusp of greatness. He thinks he's on the cusp of being the new Andrew Marr or Robert Peston.
Yeah.
And I won't give too much away, but he leaves the stage not with quite so much positivity, shall we say.
Okay. Does he work for a local station? He's not on national television, is he?
I think it is a fictional, small, but national... I don't think a local TV station has a political correspondent. He's in this world, but it's sort of a parallel universe.
He might be kind of cable news guy.
Kind of, yeah.
But he's good at his job, though, isn't he?
I mean, I think that's... You mentioned Alan Partridge. I think that's where they differ. I mean, Alan Partridge is a huge inspiration to me. I've grown up with that man. But the difference between him and Partridge is he's actually good at his job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm often asked what would happen if he interviewed Theresa May, and you go, well, he'd do a pretty decent political interview.
Job.
It's when she's got up and left that he'd go, well, did you see what she was wearing? You know, what's that chain round her neck?
And that's what we're all waiting to
that's
see.
What we're all, that's what we're all thinking.
Coming back with Tom Walker in just a moment. Don't go away. Tom's here. Tom's here, look.
I'm like a paper plane that's caught in winds that change. I've never sailed so high. Your love will be my lullaby. I'm like a paper plane, can't be afraid of heights. Don't know how far I'll fly. Just keep me in your heavenly sight. Fighting the rain, racing the storm. Who will catch me if I fall? Making my way, coming back home. From where the paper planes have gone. Where the paper planes have gone. Paper plane fighting the rain, erasing the storm. Who will catch me if I fall? I'm making my way, coming back home from where the paper planes have gone. Where the paper planes have gone.
All right, we're back here with Tom Walker, actor and comedian, better known as the fictional news reporter Jonathan Pye, and we're back with him in just a second. Here's another clip.
The hopes of an Ashes victory may have just turned to ashes. Cricket? What have you got me doing the cricket for? What about the news? Oh, well, this isn't the news, Tim. This is the sport. This is the PE news. Breaking games news. I want news, Tim. You know, I should be in one of three places right now doing what I do best, okay? One, outside number 10.
Okay, so I'll just encompass it for you. Jonathan Pye is a fictional news reporter who hilariously satirises the world of politics and the media. And our old friend Rory Bremner has even described him as the most important satirical creation since Partridge. Frustrated Jonathan rants off camera, and over the last few years, his videos on topics such as Brexit, North Korea, Jacob Rees-Mogg, fake news, Jeremy Corbyn have all gone viral. Also, his response to the election of Donald Trump, well, that's classic material, really. And we've got a tour here. These are the tour dates. It's the Back to the Studio tour. February, Tuesday 20th, Nottingham at the Royal Concert Hall to see Jonathan Pye Back to the Studio. Wednesday 21st, Oxford New Theatre. Thursday 22nd, Sheffield City Hall. Friday 23rd, Leeds Town Hall. Saturday 24th, Leicester de Montfort Hall. Sunday 25th, Liverpool Philharmonic. Wednesday 28th, York Barbican. And then in March, we got Stoke and Guildford and Brighton and Crawley and Coventry and Birmingham and London and Cheltenham, Stolbans, Stevenage, Southampton, Cambridge, Newcastle, Glasgow, Carlisle, Hull, Salford, Basingstoke, Northampton, Reading, Cardiff, etc. So it's extraordinary, isn't it? Something you do just online these days, and we interview vloggers and bloggers all the time. It's an incredible medium, isn't it?
It changed my life. I was an out-of-work actor for 15 years, jobbing, understudying, and I decided to give it up. When you decide to give something up, the jeopardy's gone, the risk is gone, so it's why not? I've got nothing to lose. I did a couple of videos, and one weekend my life changed. It got 1 million views, and suddenly people were interested in my work, and I saw it as the opportunity that it was. You're very, very lucky in this sort of business if you get a bit of luck like that, and I've run with it, and I'm so, so grateful.
Listen, you can see Tom Walker as Jonathan Pye on his Back to the Studio tour starting February 20th, as I mentioned, at the Royal Concert Hall in Nottingham, and across the country until March 31st in Cardiff at St David's Hall. Tom Walker, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And would you thank Jonathan as well for me?
I'll let him know, yeah.
Nothing to fear but fear itself. The immortal words of Franklin D. Roosevelt. But now Donald Trump is on the path to be... I'm sorry, I just heard myself say it. It's ridiculous. If I was saying those words 12 months ago, you'd have thought this was a spoof. All right, let's go again. Let's do it. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Sorry, are we literally about to compare Franklin D. Roosevelt to Donald...
It's great. 9 to 5 now.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Radio 2. Spending all my nights, all my money going out on the town. Doing anything just to get you off of my mind. But when the morning comes, I'm right back where I started again. And trying to forget you is just a waste of time. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. mask of false bravado, trying to keep up a smile that hides a tear. But as the sun goes down, you get that empty feeling again. How I wish to God that you were here. Baby, come back. Oh, baby. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Now that I put it all together, give me the chance to make you see. Have you used up all the love in your heart? Nothing left for me. Is there nothing left for me? Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. Listen, baby, you can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. I was wrong, and I just can't live. Baby, come back. Oh, baby. Any kind of fool could see there was something.
Almost 5 to 5. Bobby will be here with traffic for you, of course. News from the net. Let's have a look here. Clint Eastwood set to return to acting in The Mule, marking his first screen role in 6 years. The 87-year-old is preparing to direct, produce and star in the film about the world's oldest drug mule, Leo Sharp. RollingStone.com says The Weeknd, Janet Jackson and The Killers lead Panorama 2018 lineup. And DigitalSpy.com says Aidan Turner says Poldark Series 5 is definitely happening, but the show's fate is up in the air. 5 to 5, and here is Bobby.
Thanks, Steve. First of all, M80 is 6, the Old Inns Junction. We've got an accident. There are 2 lanes blocked and it's queuing back to Junction 5. M1, first of all, southbound, 39 to 38. Still got the accident there in the roadworks. 1 lane is shut. M1 on the northbound side, first of all, 25 to 26. Just up by Trail Services, there was a big queue between Nottingham and the Eastwood turnoff. There was an incident. The police held all the traffic for about 20 minutes and then released it. So all lanes are now open, but you've still got some slow traffic. Also, if you're heading onto the M1, you've got northbound roadworks 23, very slow through that stretch for a couple of miles as well. The M6 northbound breakdown, 6 for Spaghetti Junction up to 7. We've got 1 lane still closed. And M6 at Junction 3, often uneaten, the A444 on the extra slip road. You've got a breakdown as well, so that's causing queues. M4 finally on the westbound side, 2 to 3. There was a breakdown on the westbound route. So if you're heading away from London, the queues are all the way back to the A4 West Cromwell Road, but all lanes are finally open. Back with more just after the news with Simon.
Daniel.
BBC Radio 2. You wrote your autograph on the far side of the sky. You were cut at the falling rain.
you very much for listening. Enjoy your evening. We're off. Big cooking is coming up. It's Hake and Potatoes with Simon Mayo after the 5 o'clock news. I'm back tomorrow with James Purifoy from Altered Carbon. It's a Netflix thing. And The Wine Show. And Serious Jockin' at 4:15. That's with no G. Good evening.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. A man has been convicted of driving a van into a crowd of Muslim worshippers outside a mosque in North London, murdering a grandfather and injuring many others. Donald Trump has been caught making exaggerated claims about his State of the Union address. And why the authorities in China are subsidising weddings and honeymoons to boost the marriage rate. Darren Osborne has been convicted of murder and attempted murder after driving a van into a crowd of worshippers outside a mosque in North London last June. Woolwich Crown Court was told he'd regularly accessed far-right material online and had become obsessed with killing Muslims. Our correspondent Angus Crawford reports.
The court was told this was an act of terrorism by a man who wanted to kill as many Muslims as possible. Darren Osborne, described as a loner and a functioning alcoholic, first planned to drive into a protest march, hoping to kill the Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. Stopped by heightened security, he looked for another target, deliberately mowing down a group of Muslim men in Finsbury Park. One man was killed, others were seriously injured. The jury took less than an hour to find him guilty of murder and attempted murder. Osborne gave no reaction as the verdict was read out.
Osborne had a history of violence and had served 2 years in prison for assault. Commander Dean Hayden from the Metropolitan Police believes he was brainwashed by far-right propaganda.
The online material played a significant role in relation to his mindset and how he was radicalised. And we believed that that's what he became obsessed. So people around him described it as having a major impact on him, brainwashing him. And as a result, we believe that was, if you like, part of the main driver for why he carried out this attack.
Theresa May and the European Union are at odds over what rights EU citizens should have during the 21-month transition period immediately after Brexit. Mrs May says those who come after March 2019 shouldn't have full residency rights. But senior EU figures have objected, arguing rules governing free movement of people must apply. The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn criticised Mrs May's approach, warning it would lead to staff shortages in the NHS. President Trump appears to have been caught peddling some fake news of his own. Television ratings experts say he's wrong to claim that his State of the Union address yesterday was watched by more viewers than any other in history. Reporting from Washington, Ali Maqbool.
Referring to his State of the Union speech, President Trump tweeted that 45.6 million people had watched, claiming that was the highest number in history. He was right about the number of viewers, but according to Nielsen, the company that compiles TV ratings here, it was far from being the most watched State of the Union speech, with Bill Clinton, George W. Bush and Barack Obama all having given speeches with higher ratings. Of course, Mr. Trump has been prone to exaggeration in the past about things that can be very easily checked, most famously about the size of the crowd at his inauguration and the amount of work he got done in the early part of his time in office.
West Ham are beginning an inquiry into a claim their director of player recruitment, Tony Henry, said the side didn't want any more African players. The Daily Mail alleged he sent an email saying the players had a bad attitude and they caused mayhem when they weren't in the team. West Ham have suspended him pending a full investigation, saying they don't tolerate any type of discrimination. Our sports news correspondent Richard Conway says the FA could also take up the matter.
The FA, the Football Association, have said that they are going to take an interest in this. They are investigating it. Interesting thing there, of course, is that there is precedent from the FA in terms of views expressed in private emails. They haven't pursued disciplinary processes in the past for things that have been said in private emails. So it'll be interesting to see where that investigation goes.
And there'll be more on that with Matt in the sport later in Drive Time. A province in China is spending around £10 million in subsidies to encourage more people to get married. It's hoped the money, which can be used to pay for weddings and honeymoons, will address the country's declining marriage rates. Here's Celia Hatton.
Officials in China's northern Shanxi province are trying to clear obstacles to marriage for those in their 20s. They've created a special mobile app allowing couples to apply for financial assistance with wedding-related items. Everything from photo portraits and gold jewellery to new home appliances. Another Chinese province, Guizhou, might soon follow. Officials there discovered that more than 60% of newlyweds in the area are above what the Chinese government considers to be late marriage age, 23 years of age for women and 25 for men.
In the city, the 100 share index closed down 43 at 7,490. Shares in the outsourcing firm Capita fell another 13% today after plunging nearly 50% yesterday. And the weather forecast, it'll be cold and mostly clear tonight with frost in central areas. Showers are likely near western and eastern coasts. Overnight, the temperature will fall to 3 Celsius in Edinburgh, Cardiff and London, 4 in Belfast. BBC News, it's 5:05.
Yeah, so it is. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Steve.
Simon Mayo.
That was a big Thursday show. Biggest I can remember. So that's kind of the week done, really, isn't it? It's only Friday, that doesn't really count. Thursday tied up in 3, still drinking Baileys. There's Andrew, who thinks it's a Christmas thing, so therefore that's okay. Also, other drinks are appropriate. Maybe more appropriate.
It's later than
Washing blew away. There's Andrew, found it on his shed roof, apparently. No fancy moon. Nicky, well, you don't get one every day, Nicky. Delicious day off. Thank you, Kate. But, you know, whatever. Nicely tied up here. It's Drive Time at Radio 2. Got some Earth, Wind and Fire going first, with some emotions on top.